Super.
I'm Jennifer Schenker, founder and editor-in-chief of the Innovator, a digital media that connects business and startups and helps business understand how technology will impact them. It is my great pleasure to welcome Sara Bisbe, Chief AI Tech Officer at Aily Labs.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
So, Sara, tell us a little bit about yourself and your co-founder.
Yes, so Aily was founded back in 2020 by Bianca Angelina, who is the CEO, and myself, that I'm responsible for AI and tech. Bianca was actually leading the global digital transformation at a global pharmaceutical company, and she has always been passionate about driving digital innovation at scale. And myself, I came also from a global pharmaceutical company, and I was basically in charge of AI back then. And I have always been passionate about really using AI as a great opportunity to supercharge human intelligence. So let's say the mixture of both of us, I think it brings deep business acumen from Bianca and strong AI and tech know-how. And of course, as a female-founded company, we are really committed to bringing more women into AI, tech, leadership positions. And that's why, basically, well, we have several aspects in our company to boost more women.
Okay, great. And so you're two European women. You're from Spain. Your co-founder is from Romania, but the company is headquartered in Munich. So you're truly pan-European.
Yes.
Why did you decide to build Aily Labs? What problem are you solving?
Yeah. So at Aily, we are on a mission to democratize AI within corporate organizations to empower them to make smarter, on-the-spot decisions. And why is that? Because basically both Bianca and myself, we came from a global pharmaceutical company, right? So we had experienced in our own shoes the complexity of big corporates, the large amounts of data they have, and yet they struggle very often to make informed and really instant decisions, right? Due to precisely of this siloed data, disconnected data, and the inability, I would say, to analyze large data sets efficiently. So that's why we came together and we decided to build the first iOS AI decision intelligence platform for businesses, which basically empowers companies to make smarter, on-the-spot decisions, as I said, really using AI to connect the dots across business functions and provide personalized AI recommendations in the form of snackable AI insights that are really tailored to each user to ultimately drive bottom-line growth.
And this is something that can work across the corporation. So it's for everybody from employees on the shop floor up to the C-suite.
That's correct. That's correct, yeah. From really hands-on people to up to the CEO.
So how does Aily Labs see the future of AI in business?
So I think everyone can agree that AI is not a buzzword anymore. Yeah, AI is here to stay. We have witnessed, I think, an unparalleled AI revolution over the last decade, really accelerated by generative AI in the last year and a half. Mainly, I would say, thanks to its unique user experience, because it's the first time that us, as humans, we can interact with AI machines with the most human tool out there, natural human language, yeah? And that's really groundbreaking. Until now, we had to be a machine learning specialist to interact with AI. So this is also accelerating our mission to democratize AI. And looking ahead, we are really excited about this generative AI technology evolving towards what we call sophisticated AI agents, agentic AI. These are, let's say, AI entities that can perceive the world, interact with it, and carry out tasks autonomously without human intervention. We see these as really pushing the boundaries of business decision augmentation, really bringing it closer to business decision automation, closing the full circle, including execution.
So how did you attract your first corporate client? And then how did you build from there?
Yeah, so I think our growth strategy has always been about basically letting the product speak by itself, really about product excellence, delivering value very quickly while managing to sustain our growth and innovate very rapidly. When we started at launch, we basically leveraged our own network and our deep business know-how to start building the Aily app, with a customer-centric approach. And it was a great success because we were really addressing tangible, real-world business problems, and that had like a ripple effect. So the first customer became our advocate to bring in other customers, and that was really a great success story. I would say from a team perspective, we kind of mirrored this sales strategy. Yeah, we started very lean with really building strong AI and data teams, as it is the core of our product, AI and data. And then later on, we doubled down as we scaled on engineering, platform, and customer success capabilities.
So can you talk about your first customer a little bit? Can you name it?
Yes, it's Sanofi. The first customer that we had is Sanofi, which we can say that Sanofi has become an AI-enabled company at scale nowadays. Yeah.
So you went for 3 years. You bootstrapped the company. You went from like 0 to 300 employees, and you were able to do that just on the revenues that you were bringing in.
That's correct.
When, how much money have you raised, and what was that process like?
Yeah. So we had organic growth until, let's say, last summer. In August 2023, we basically raised 19 million euro from a Series A round led by Insight Partners, a global software investor that basically is really, really deep in B2B SaaS expertise. So it was an investor that not only shared our vision, and it not only brought capital on the table, but really brought market expertise and network capabilities as well. That's why we chose Insight Partners. It was a strategic move for us. And overall, we are using the money to basically accelerate our innovation capabilities, mainly focusing on generative AI, as well as to expand our reach in the US and target, I would say, a wider range of corporate customers.
How hard was it to raise money? Do you think it was more difficult to raise from Europe than, say, if you had been based in the US?
I mean, raising money depends on many factors, right? But I would say that overall, yes. I think it's more difficult or trickier, at least for a European startup, to raise money than for an American one. Mainly for two reasons, I think. One is, let's say, the maturity and the size of the venture capital ecosystem that you have in the US, right? Where you have really many investors that are willing to invest, especially in the tech hubs, and there is more market capital available. And then second, also, on the market size, right? Europe is really atomized. We have many countries, regulations, different languages, while US is one single market, so I think it's easier for a startup to secure initial funding and then scale up very quickly. But the truth is we are a European startup that had an American investor, yeah? So how did we manage? I think here we were kind of lucky, and we had also a very good product, yeah? So as I said, we are really a product-led growth. We had a product-led growth strategy, and I would say the tip that I would give is more important to have a great product than to sharpen the sales pitches, yeah?
So the generative AI field is already pretty crowded and US dominated. You have OpenAI, you have all of those kind of players, but then you also have some US generative AI companies that are business focused, like you, specifically Typeface and also a company called Writer. What do you consider to be your key differentiators?
Yeah. I mean, we see ourselves as the first mover within the enterprise-wide business decision-making market segment, yeah? This is already an important point. And then I would say that the unique advantages of the Aily app are mainly three, yeah? One is that it's ready to use. As a user, you don't need to do anything, right, to create that application. It's already ready to use. Second, that is really business-driven, so we do business-driven applied AI. It's not general-purpose AI. And third, the user experience that we bring, right, which is really hyper-personalized. So overall, the Aily app, it distinguishes itself from other platforms or general-purpose AI because general-purpose AI, it's like kind of an intern that if you give him the right set of instructions, it can assist you and boost your productivity, but it will never be autonomous, or it will never have, let's say, it will never be aligned with the broader strategic vision of the company, right? So, I mean, don't take me wrong, this is great for mass consumption, but for business, we need something that is more tailored, right, to drive bottom line growth. And this is where the Aily app is a game changer. As I said, with the ready-to-use, business-driven applied AI that uses AI and Gen AI to connect the dots across business functions, blends them with industry expertise, and provides these snackable AI insights in the form of what-if simulations.
So what core values have been instrumental in helping to drive your company's success?
I think we have 3 core values that, from the very beginning, actually, have been instrumental for both the product excellence and the company culture that we have created, which are innovation, agility, and fun. Innovation, it's really in our DNA. We are relentlessly curious to scout for the latest AI breakthroughs, bring them as quick as possible to our product to really push the boundaries of the business impact that we're generating to our customers. Second, I mentioned agility. I think agility is key to adapt to challenges. So we always had very clear from the beginning that we wanted to iterate very quickly, both for technical and business ideas, to get feedback as fast as possible. And then third, fun. We really, really love what we do. We truly believe in our product. We have a deep sense of purpose, and I think that translates in this product excellence that I was mentioning, and at the end, into happy customers.
How is it having, you based in Barcelona and your co-founder in Munich? How do you manage that?
I mean, Aily was founded in Munich. Yeah, it's a German-based company, but from the very beginning, as I said, we started very strong with AI and data, which was led by me. I am based in Barcelona, and that's why we then created like a legal branch here in Spain, which is Aily Labs Iberia, but everything is the same company.
So what have been your greatest challenges in building the company, and how have you overcome them?
I mean, we have had many, many challenges, but I think there is one key challenge that we have faced, which is we have scaled from 0 to 300 employees in 3 years, which is amazing.
0 to 300 employees. Yeah.
Yes. And the challenge that we had was to do that without compromising the company culture, which was really important for us, because I think we have never been a process-driven company, but more a culture-driven company, yeah? And those core values that I mentioned, innovation, agility, fun, and also excellence, have been here from the beginning, and we have been relentlessly, let's say, stringent to remind those values in our everyday, from the strategy to the operations, and also using the leadership team to cascade those down to the rest of the company. This at a company level. On a personal note, while building the company, I've had 2 little babies, so that has been also a huge challenge for me. And I mean, I can only be thankful to my teams, to my co-founder, for really letting me balance out my personal aspirations with my professional commitments. And it has been super tough, but my advice would be, like, really keep a lot of energy and drink a lot of coffee. At the end, you manage.
This is really impressive. I mean, I let that sink in for a moment, that for all of you who are building startups and you think you have problems, to have 2 babies during 3 years of building a company from scratch, I can remember very well. It's super impressive. I can remember very well, the co-founder of a company in the UK pitching venture capitalists on her idea for lastminute.com, and the venture capitalist telling her, great idea, great strategy, what if you get pregnant? So now we know what the answer is. If, you end up going from 0 to 300 employees and you raise $19 million. That's what happens if you get pregnant. I think this is an important message to the women in startups in the audience, that you can build a company and a family at the same time, but also to the men in the audience that, you know, it is possible for both men and women to build families while building great startups. So really, kudos to you.
Thank you.
What advice do you have for the startups in the audience based on your global experience from building this company?
I think, I mean, the journey is really challenging, super tough. But I would say if you have a true vision, right, and you're passionate about it, stay true to your vision, persevere, and adapt very quickly to changes with this agile mindset. I think it's also super important to surround yourself by people that complement you, that are, of course, strong and complement you. In this case, I was super lucky with Bianca, my co-founder. She has really complemented me very well and has also challenged me to drive our mission forward. I think that's important. And then as a female co-founder within the tech ecosystem, there are many challenges. But I think, in general, women are not encouraged to take risks, or we do not tend to believe in ourselves. And to me, this is a lesson learned. You need to believe in yourself, because at the end, maybe you don't know how you manage to do things, but you end up doing them, and at the end, things work out. So my advice for young girls would be really think big and drive change rather than being part of it.
Okay, so what about on the fundraising side? Because every startup in this room, you know, obviously has that on their mind. And what tips would you give them about, you know, dealing with venture capitalist firms, and how do you, if you have the luxury of being able to choose between funds, what are the things that, you know, were important to you in making a decision about going with Insight?
I think, as I said before, I mean, our success story is about our product and our mission. So if you really have this mission, you truly believe in what you're doing in your product, you reach this kind of product excellence, maybe just a walking skeleton at the beginning, but that can validate your business idea quickly, things flow, and the product will sell by itself. Yeah, I think, personally, I think it's less about sharpening sales pitches, which, yes, are still important, but it's more about believing in what you're doing, because if you believe in what you're doing, at the end, you end up doing great things naturally.
And in terms of your negotiations with the VCs, like, are there things that you would advise companies to, you know, how to handle?
I think, I mean, we had the luxury of engaging with both European and American VCs. The attitude, the cultural attitude is a bit different, right, between European and American style. American are a bit more aggressive and are able to, let's say, back up easier early stage startups. So they are more willing to take risks. I would say really maybe prepare yourself among your colleagues. Yeah, sharpen really your preparation with your colleagues and go for it at the end. If you have a great product, things flow.
Okay. And where does Aily Labs go from here?
Aily is now really focused, as I said, on expanding its reach within the US market, yeah? Really accelerating its innovation capabilities. We are already seeing actually the impact of the funds. From last summer, we are able to triple our innovation cycle, delivering faster and more effective solutions to our customers. So we are really now strategically positioned to expand in the US market and target more corporate customers. More of this will be made available, I think, in the upcoming months.
Okay, and so with that, I'm going to ask the audience to give a really nice round of applause to a fabulous European entrepreneur.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks, Jennifer. Thank you. Thank you so much.